In this discussion, we will briefly look at 4 rules for successfully reinforcing the new beginning. These 4 rules are very, very, very important for managers who want to play a positive role in reinforcing the new beginning. Now, keep in mind as we look at these rules that employees need leadership, and they need leadership from managers that they respect. And this is about these rules are about engendering respect and engendering trust and engendering vision. But keep in mind that employees look more at what a manager does rather than what a manager says. And they will certainly note if there's a difference between what a manager does and what a manager says. The very first of these rules is that of being consistent. It's very interesting here. A manager cannot say one thing and then practice another. We saw that recently in the issues in regard to buying out some of the bank's problems in the United States. We're in deep financial trouble, so we jump on the corporate jet and fly to Washington. Didn't go very well, did it? I'm reminded many years ago when I first came down to pastor First Baptist Church, Gordonville. I've been there now about 17 years, but they had a sign right by the door, reserved for pastor, and they had a lot of old members that were in poor shape, and they were parking anywhere and everywhere, so I took the sign down and moved it. I'm young. I still like to think I'm young, even though now I'm 52, but I could walk, and I'd park off a ways, and I'd put the sign behind the building. Well, one of the custodians would go out, and he'd find the sign and put it back up, and he couldn't figure out who was taking it down. Well, it was me. I thought it was inconsistent to stand up in the pulpit and talk about loving people and then to operate where I had to have the premier parking spot beside the door. Now, let me tell you, that story became very precious to a lot of the older folks in that church. They recognized one day that Brother Rusty was parking on out, way out in the parking lot to give them a close place to the building. I had several tell me, said, we really appreciate your looking after us. Some didn't say anything, but they observed what was said and what was done and looked for consistency. A manager that comes in ranting and raving about we have to sacrifice, we have to do this, who doesn't sacrifice on their own level is in for a world of hurt. You must be consistent. And you must also ensure some quick successes for the people. Employees, nothing breeds success like success. And if you set all of your goals so far out that you can never reach them, then you limit your success, and nothing breeds failure like the inability to be successful. Now, those things sound funny, but a wise manager will consistently practice what is preached, and the wise manager will give employees the opportunity to be successful in repeated measures so that it builds their confidence in themselves. And then the manager must also begin to symbolize the new identity. You have to take on the role of what you're asking them to take on. Now, I'm not just talking here about being consistent. I'm talking about living the role that you placed upon them. There's a new day that has dawned, and you're a participant of the new day. And you let go of the past, and you've embraced the new identity, and you've become part of it. That's very important for employees to see that. And then, of course, I think this last issue is just critical. Celebrate success. Don't be afraid to say, we were successful. Set the stage so you can be successful, and then make a big deal about employees being successful. I'm not talking here about celebrating your own success. You can do that at home in the privacy of your own home where nobody knows about it. Your goal is to help the organization be successful and celebrate it. Make a big deal about it. Recognize the players in it and those that have a hand. You will find that if you will recognize them and uplift them, then the next thing that they're going to do is gradually move forward to uplift you. There's an old human nature characteristic that you build yourself by tearing people down. You can't build yourself by tearing people down, but you can certainly build yourself by raising people up and by making them successful and by celebrating their success. Well, I hope you've enjoyed lesson 4 on making the transition and starting out in a new beginning. I look forward to moving through the remainder of the lessons in this text and in this course. Be certain that you purchase William Bridges' Managing Transition Second Edition. It's a marvelous book with a lot more insight than I've been able to provide you in these lectures. Have a nice day.